I'm sorry. I'll probably take a few minutes here because I wasn't here Thursday. I've been waiting to kind of get to this point to talk about this. Um, I'll always remember back to late 2021. I know a lot of us here, some, obviously us here on the show and the chat, we're all a part of message boards and things of that nature. And I'll never forget back to late 2021 when some prominent kind of insiders that are on the longtime message boards, they kind of went ahead and start hinting that Kenny was going to be the next hire. To pretty much kind of lay the ground to let fans know this is coming. It's going to happen. Um, I was always skeptical of it. Had nothing to do with any other exterior factor other than he was currently in the NBA. He had only been an assistant coach at Kentucky, um, with the Nike connection, and I didn't understand quite how his connections with World Wide West and other stuff would really translate that well to recruiting here as the flagship Adidas school. I thought it was viable questions to ask, and we were always kind of told ahead of time like that's not going to be a problem. Um, this has been really this has been a total disaster from the start to finish. And on the show here, we kind of try to keep it as middle as we can. You don't want to show too much, personal opinion or bias, but I'm kind of to the point where I'm tired of trying to hide behind that. Um, this needs to end and it needs to end now. And Friday was the perfect time to end it. So now we're gonna have to play another game, as we all know that this is now going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, but it should have been Friday. Um, in terms of the people that say we shouldn't criticize Josh Hurd, I like Josh. I think he's done a lot of great things. And I'm not going to pretend to know what it's like to be an athletic director at a big time Division 1 athletic program like U of L. I'm not going to pretend to know all the ins and outs, but to me, it seems like just on the outside, he hasn't been prepared enough. He didn't prepare enough for this situation to happen. I think the plan was always all along to give him this year, and if it's if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll move on. But it quickly became even worse. Losing to Kentucky Wesleyan, losing to Chattanooga, now to DePaul. I mean, this program is at rock bottom. There is no other way to say it. This is at rock bottom. If you ever wanted to know what it felt like, this is it. Um, Watching the game against Arkansas State was probably the most embarrassed I've been as a fan. I know we've had some bad losses the last 2, 3 years, but watching the lack of effort, I watched the kids quit. They quit.
Hmm. Right.
And I just watched Kenny just walk up and down the sidelines with no answer. There's nothing. And it was pathetic. It was embarrassing. The announcers called it out. They saw it. Media saw it. The fans see it. It's time to move on. And I am shocked, genuinely shocked, that he is going to coach this game tomorrow. Well, now today, right? Or no, tomorrow. So I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. And it needs to end. It needs to end quickly so that we can just try our best to somehow move on and enjoy the rest of the year. Maybe it energizes the players, energizes fans to come back. I don't think you're going to see sellouts, but you're going to see more fans go back to try and support the guys, get them through this year so we can move on for next year. But I'm genuinely shocked that it didn't happen Friday. I thought that was the day. Everything seemed like it was just kind of pointing that direction. All the national guys, sending their stories and their thoughts, and here we are. Um, I think tomorrow's gonna be a rough watch personally. Um, but so much of the Kenny Payne era has been exactly that. It's been a rough watch. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're still waiting on more updates.